I can prepare. Like, I do know that, but, like, do I ever? No. But it's fine.
Welcome to Red Wine Reads, a community of book lovers talking about our favorite and not so favorite books while pouring a glass or two of wine. I'm your host, Jenna Weston, and with me today is Sierra Marshall. Now, before we start, I should warn you that we do spoil the endings of the books we review, so if you don't like that, then please go finish the book and come right back to this episode. Speaking of episodes, here is what you can expect. We start with a super short 60-second summary and some quick facts to get you oriented. Then we will answer the question, would you recommend this book? And answer with a simple yes or no. We then will spend the majority of the episode arguing why or why not. We end the show with final ratings out of 5 and pairings, where we will pick drinks, TV shows, movies, and other books that might pair well with today's read. Each episode also hosts its own drinking game, so whatever your drink of choice, wine, cocktails, mocktails, coffee, water, we hope that you'll sip along with us. Today, we are reading A Darker Shade of Magic. It is the first book in a 3-book series. Now, this book was recommended to me by one of my coworkers who said it was her all-time favorite fantasy trilogy, and I, of course, had to read it. So I was determined to go get the books, and then lo and behold, I found them in a free library, at least the first 2 books of the series, and I thought it was fate. So flash forward 2 years of holding on to those books, Sierra and I finally got around to reading the first one, and we really enjoyed it. I think this conversation is great. We had a fun time reading this book. We had a fun time discussing it, and I will say I'm excited to reread it. And that'll make more sense as you listen to this episode. So, without further ado, let's pull some corks and get reading. Again, this week we read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Sierra, welcome to another episode of Red Wine Reads. How are you?
I'm good.
I feel like it's been a bit. Or is that just me?
We've pushed this off a little bit. I pushed it off, and then
I
you
pushed
pushed it off,
yeah.
and then... You know what? It's fine.
It's how we roll, apparently. All right, this week we read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Getting right into our drinking rules, I feel like the second one I just added right now is applicable. I was going to say drink every time we get interrupted, because even before we started this, Casey called me, Sierra's sister walked into the room, and then her dad just called, and then my dog just shouted at the next door neighbor. So... drink 4 times.
Chug, baby.
Chug, baby, chug. Speaking of drinks, what do you got in your hand?
I actually have a liquid IV today.
Oh.
Trying to stay hydrated.
Staying hydrated. I love it. I have a goblet of white wine.
Period.
Drinking it in a mule glass because it felt fancy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps it cool.
Keeps it cool. Well, yes. So one of the drinking rules is drink every time we get interrupted. Just based on how the beginning of this has gone, I'm sure it'll happen again. And also, Casey is on his way home, so who knows when he'll be home. That will happen. And then my other rule was every time we talk about the order of how the worlds stack up, the different Londons, because...
Yes.
I know I'm going to use hand gestures, so for those listening, just know there's going to be a lot of hand gestures for this episode. That is happening
1, 2,
behind
3,
the scenes.
4.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Any drinking rules you want to add to the mix?
Oh, I don't know.
It's okay if you don't add any.
I don't really... It's like maybe every time we bring up that stupid rock.
Okay, anytime we bring up the stupid rock.
The stupid rock.
And refer to it as the stupid rock.
Right, the stupid rock.
All right, well, let's jump right in. 60-second summary.
Oh, God.
It's Sierra's favorite.
I know, like, I can prepare. Like, I do know that, but, like, do I ever? No. But it's fine.
Yeah, I will say, out of all of our recordings, I have bullets that people can use, they can utilize. There's a section that they can put notes. I even say, here's where you put your notes to reference. And not once has anybody taken me up on that. So, let's get into it. Whenever you're ready, you take it away.
All right. So, this story follows a guy named Kel. He is a blood magician, which we find out pretty quickly. And he can travel between the 4 worlds, which are Red London, Grey London, White London, and, well, technically he can't travel to Black London. So there's that. And while he's traveling between worlds, somehow he gets handed the stupid rock. And the stupid black rock that apparently has magic. He was tricked, actually, into getting it. And then he's running because someone ends up, once he gets the rock, he goes back to his hometown, or his home, London, whatever, Red London. And someone tries to, like, fight him, and then he has to jump again into Grey London, and he bumps into this girl, and she essentially helps him, and that is pretty much it. I really...
Great.
Chaos ensues.
Chaos
That's
ensues. Yep. Your classic Sierra 60-second summary. Give a lot of what happens in that first chapter.
A lot of detail in the beginning.
Gives a full first chapter recap and then chaos.
You're welcome, guys.
You're welcome.
I know, because I know we give it away, but also...
Spoilers,
I'll just really confuse you.
Well, some quick facts. So, Darker Shade of Magic. This book was published in 2015. This is book 1 out of the series. It is a trilogy. The most recent book recently came out, I think, like 2 years ago, if not sooner. And it has a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads and a 4 out of 5 on the Story Graph. So people do really like this series, do really like this book. It was actually brought to my attention because one of the gals that I worked with at my previous job, she said that this is one of her all-time favorite series, all-time favorite characters, and so I was like, all right, I gotta give it a go. And then found the first 2 books in a free library like 2 days later, and I was like, I feel like this is serendipitous. And then that was 2 years ago, and then now we're finally reading it, so I'm very excited. So let's talk about V.E. Schwab, Victoria Schwab. She does host a podcast that you should not go listen to, because do not go listen to other podcasts, but it's called The No Right Way. Right spelling, spelled as like writing a book. And she talks about, writing.
That's cute.
Yep, it's great. And then V.E. is also the author of 25 other books, including The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Which is kind of her more famous books, if you've heard of her. And then her greatest goal as an author, this is pulled straight from her bio on her website, is to make you doubt reality, not by convincing you that magic is real, but by planting a seed of doubt that it's not, which I kind of love.
I like that,
too. She got her undergraduate degree in book design at Washington University in St. Louis, and her master's in depictions of monstrosity in medieval art at the University of Edinburgh.
That's such a slay.
Such a slay. I'm like, who
genuinely
is this woman, and how can I become friends with her?
What a master. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it's also like, wow, okay.
I got my master's in depictions of monstrosity in medieval art.
Yeah.
What a flex.
That's cool as hell.
All right. Well, let's get into the book. Would you recommend it? Yes or no?
I said yes. There's a few reasons why. I thought the plot was pretty interesting. I think the magic system itself, from world to world, is really interesting. Mm-hmm. And then I liked that these characters were so complex.
Yep. I also said yes. I thought it's like a super fast-paced book. I read it super quickly. It was a very easy read. So I feel like this is a great book if you're looking to kind of get back into reading and you're like wanting a good fantasy, kind of like fun. It's not too heavy, not too, complicated.
Yeah.
Whereas it's a very easy world to hop into. Like, so for someone like me who does tend to get a little confused, that's one of my main complaints on every single fantasy book, is I didn't understand how the world worked. In this one I actually do understand, and it's like a very easy, like you said, magic system to understand. And then I also said the characters are great. Like, they're complex, they're interesting, and you really, I feel like, get to know them. Like, it's a very good character build throughout this whole book. So yes, I would say yes, absolutely. Okay. Alrighty, well, let's get into what sparkled. We kind of touched on some things. So let's talk about the characters, because that was one of the points we also really liked.
Right.
So I thought that Kel and Lila, like, their banter together was so good. Like,
Yeah, I would agree.
it's so good. Because I also just came off of reading Outlander, book 2, with
Yes.
Ella. And I think that Jamie and Claire have the best banter of all time. And I think,
Yeah.
like, Kel and Lila is honestly, like, rival it. Like, they're up there. They have just such good, like, conversations, and, like, they're riffing off each other, and it's so easy and it's so flowing. And I just love it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think when you have, like, this character who's, like, so, I don't know, I wouldn't even call him brooding, but he's, like,
He's brooding.
he's somewhat brooding. Like, he's just so over everything is what it kind of seems like.
He's more burnt
He's
out.
like, he doesn't have time. He really doesn't have time for anyone.
Yeah.
And then you have someone who's just, like, snappy and witty and, you know, says the thing that maybe she shouldn't say, and, like, tends to keep him on his toes, I think, which is a really good dynamic. So you have someone who's, like, completely over something, and then you have someone who, like, literally will make you even more over something. If that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. You're totally, like, going to this guy if you're like, listen, I've had the shittiest day. This person's the worst. And he's going to be like, yeah, absolutely. Like, let me tell you about the
Right.
time that this guy fucked me over. And you're like, okay. We're on the same page.
Right.
Yes, I agree. I also think the king and queen of the White London, or, like, the leaders of the White London, the twins.
Yes, the twins.
Their characters also were super interesting, because they reminded me of the Gladiator 2 brothers, like, in where they're super creepy and, like honestly the most pure evil you can get.
Yeah.
And you're just like, they make such a good villain duo because they're so...
I would say they remind me a little bit of the twins in ACOTAR. Like, not the first ACOTAR book, but, like, the second.
Yes.
Is it the second or the third one? I think it's the second one.
Oh, I thought it was the third.
No, it might be the third.
Oh, no.
Whatever one it is.
Yes.
That's, like, they kind of remind me of them. They're a little creepy. They're a little weird. A little twincesty is what it feels like. But also, like, just, like, brutal. Like, and enjoy the brutality of things. I think even sometimes more than Cal, I think, like, Holland was a really interesting character. Like, because at first, Cal makes you believe that he's, like, not necessarily a good guy, but, like, just like him.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like when he's describing him at the beginning of the book. And then, like, as you go on, you're like, oh... So not at all. Definitely doesn't have, like, the same affection for the people who, I guess, own him. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So it's a very different dynamic from what Kel experiences that Holland experiences with the Danes.
Yeah, and I think that is such a good way of almost, like, showing the impact of the different worlds and the different magics and the systems that are in place.
Yeah.
Without blatantly saying, like, you know, the white world's the evil world, but, like, you can just see kind of, like, how it's unfolding with Holland. And I think, like, Holland is such an interesting character because you kind of expect him, like, when you first meet him, you're like, oh, he's gonna do, like, you know, a 180 and become, like, a good guy and like be on Kel's side and all this stuff. But, like, his character is just so indebted and, like, so, you know, embedded into this world, into, like, the Danes. You know, you can't like him and you can't hate him because you're like, he's it's not really hit, like
you're like, he's such a neutral character in the way that, like, you understand, they make you very much understand where he's coming from, like, why he is the way he is. But it also makes you, like, really upset and sad because I feel like Cal at least believed that he had some kind of camaraderie with Holland, and just to find out that Holland's like, I'm gonna watch out for my own skin, and honestly, like, it is what it is. I'm gonna do what I have to do.
Yeah.
And that's, like, kind of sad, but you're also like, well, you might do the same in his situation, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, it's so interesting. And then it's like you have this idea of what did they call him? Like him and Kel, aren't they called something?
Oh God. I wanted to say a totally different thing. That's not what they are.
The one dark eye, and having that kind of be your giveaway and be like,
right.
People are terrified of you because you have this, physical indicator that like you are different and like you are this, ultra powerful thing is such an interesting layer to add to it. And then I said, like, when the old guy, I forgot his name, but in Red London had asked Lila, he was like, how'd you lose your eye? I was on the metro and I was like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I didn't expect it at all. And I was like, oh, that is an interesting layer.
So it's like she has like a glass eye, so no one would be able to tell. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh, well, she lost it when she was younger. So it's like,
but she also lived...
Did they cut it out because it was black?
Yeah. Well, and she also lives in, like, Grey London, where it's not, like, the magic isn't as strong. And so it's like, what does her power, like, unlocking her powers look like? And what does it, like... Right. So now I'm just invested.
I am also. I'm like, that will be interesting. Because obviously we haven't read the other ones. Or at least I haven't. I think like that will come into play, and then again with them sending Holland off at the last minute with both the stupid rocks, whatever, stones, rocks, I don't know what they are. I imagine that they're like what is it called, like onyx. Mm-hmm. And when they sent him in there and they're like, oh, he's still somewhat breathing, I was like, okay. And you just sent him there with these two rocks. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bad idea.
We're going to see what happens.
But we'll see.
I think, like, and this will kind of bleed into what didn't work for me. So this will be a nice transition. Mm-hmm. Patting myself on the back already. But, like, it felt like it was so easy to read that sometimes I almost, like, read too fast. And then it was, like... Mm-hmm. By the end of it, I was kind of it got like a little murky of like what happened at the end. And I was like, I feel like I almost need to like go back and reread it before I read the second one. Because I know that Kel and Lila go to White London and they again get split up because of how they transport there. Right. Which Anyway, that also doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And it makes sense that she can like travel because she's got the missing eye, whatever. So that makes sense. Yeah. But then like they're there and then she gets played by like the girl, but then the girl twin finds Kel fighting with her brother, and then he had killed the brother. And then he was like, I just knew it wasn't you because you didn't say please, and was joking. And I was talking to my friend about it, and I was like, that happened too fast. Like, it was literally like she showed up and he was like, nah.
I don't think it has anything to do with her saying please either way. I think it has, if she is like them, then she would have a specific scent. And so to me, it's like if he's used to being around her, because like even he can smell Holland's scent, and Holland's is like blood and iron or something like that. And like where Kel's is like he smells like flowers. And so I imagine that she also has a scent if she is in fact what we believe that she is.
Okay.
So, you know, I think that's like his initial like giveaway. And I'm not sure if like every single person who has magic has a different scent, or if it's just them, the ones with like blood magic or whatever. But if it is everyone, then I imagine everyone would have a different scent, which also begs the question, like, why wouldn't she know that? So I'm assuming it's just people like them who have blood magic powers.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Another thing that fell flat that goes along the same line, with the ending being a little convoluted. So what happened with the stupid rock? Because what the fuck?
So there were two stupid rocks.
There were two stupid rocks.
Two stupid rocks that they're trying to turn into one. Mm-hmm. And one of these rocks was with the Dane, the guy, the brother. And then the other, obviously, Kel and Lila had. And essentially you're supposed to put them together. And then it would do whatever. However, like, Kel's had started absorbing into his hand, and then, like, that thing was over him.
Yeah.
I don't know that Lila could see it, right? I'm assuming it's, like, in his mind.
I don't know.
Because she was, like, there, and she was like, Kel, wake up, blah, blah.
Okay, yeah.
And he essentially, like, got the words out so it would, like, dispel the rock.
Okay.
So when... At the end of this, they're left, we got two rocks. And Holland is still technically alive and breathing. And they're like, well, now, because the original plan was Kel was going to go to Black London. And he was assuming he wouldn't come back. Same with Lila. She was like, well, I'll go with you.
Yeah, he was like, I'm just going to yeet this rock and then, like, see what happens.
Yeah. So essentially, like, they were like, it's like Holland's flowers, cross over his body. They shove him into the abyss of the Black London. So he lays his hand on him and, like, says the words to portal him into Black London. Because there's no way back, but there's a way to.
Yes.
So, like, that bridge has been cut off. I guess it's like a one-way street now. And so they sent him to Black London. But the reason that they had to do it in this step is because they had to go from Grey London to Red London, to White London, to Black London.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. So they sent him away. And that's why I'm like, okay, well, that was a bad idea. Because he was still alive and breathing, technically.
Yeah.
And now you've sent him to a place with unimaginable power.
And then here's here's my question. This is just how all the fantasy books go. It's just Q&A with Jenna. So they first have this stupid little rock in Kel's or in Lila's, like, room because she knocked him out, or whatever, and, like, brought him back to the room. And then she creates this character.
Yes.
And then has to kill him, but then she also gets, like, a knife out of it.
So she created, like, a sword. I think it was a sword or a knife or a dagger or something. But she was like, oh, it's bad magic. And she felt like, when she had dispelled the guy, or we're going to call him the Dark Kel.
Yeah.
She dispelled the Dark Kel. Dark Kel went away. The sword was left. Okay. And she was like, I don't like it. I don't want to hear it because, like, it's giving me that same vibe that stupid rock did. So she yeeted that out of her bedroom door. Okay. And, like, to me, essentially what this is it's almost like a living being. The magic is living, and he, like, continuously says that. So once that's out there, another man goes, he's, like, peeing on the ground. He grabs the sword because he was like, ooh, shiny sword, and look how it's probably super expensive because it's very well made. And so that it dissolves, like, into that guy's skin, and, like, essentially it's like a parasite, and it goes into him. And from magic, he can create magic. So when that guy, like, he'll start whispering to other people, or, like, whatever he was doing, and then says the words because the magic is living, and now it's living in him, says the words, and essentially, like, infects other people.
Okay, thank you. That helps a lot.
Yes.
Again, this is why you talk about books with people, everybody. This is why you talk about books.
Book club. Welcome to book club.
Book club. Okay, because that makes sense. I think I just, like, there were parts that I skimmed, and then I think I realized later that I was like, I probably shouldn't have skimmed that.
Yeah. I get it. It's good.
Yeah. But it was fine. Any other points that that were sticky that you didn't love?
I know, like, your friend was like, oh, this is, like, my favorite book. I love these characters. I personally wasn't, like, 100% sold on these characters.
It's fine.
Like, I ended up liking Kel, and I like Lila, but, like, I don't think they'll ever be my favorite character. Maybe as time goes on, I'll like him a little bit more.
Book 2.
And I do like a brooding character, but I just feel like
he was more complainy than brooding.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a hard time, like, with books, and I swear to God.
Is that your dog?
You can't. Yes, my dog screams. Anyway, I have a hard time with books and it's not every single book, but a lot of guys like books that follow like male main characters versus like female main characters. Because I just find it so much easier. And like, this is a me problem, everyone. It's a me problem. I find it hard like to put myself in their shoes because I'm just like, I just wouldn't make these decisions that you make. Like,
fair.
I wouldn't smuggle in a note for someone.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't.
Boys are stupid.
100%.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it.
Girls rule,
Also,
boys drool. Yeah.
Would not take said gift. No. She's like, it's going to be worth it. Will it? Keep that shit. I don't want it. That's a me. Yeah. But
that's fair.
And I feel like even like Lila's character, like I liked her fine, but she wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
And I can't really put a finger on like why. I think like she's powerful, she's strong, she's like trying to survive and do the things, but she's also a little angry.
Yeah.
Which again, fine, but it's just not my
you're
she's not my favorite.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
it's
fine.
Okay.
Again, we might get more of Lila in the second book, and like
maybe.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I agree. I think like the characters were good, but like it wasn't as strong,
right,
as I've read in the past. And like I'm also like I just came off of a book where like the main character, and this is more like contemporary fic, so like it's not even like fantasy, but I was like, this is it. Like this woman. Is
it's
it.
Like you go hard for a character.
Yeah.
And like none of these characters I was really like, yes. Actually, that's not true. I did like his brother. I thought his brother was really funny.
Ooh, yes.
And I like at the end his brother's like, oh, who's this? And I'm like, okay, that's adorable.
Yeah.
Like,
his brother's just here for the drama.
Yeah, his brother's like his brother is like so slay.
Yeah.
Like he's so sassy. He's like, he is what you would expect of like, oh, I'm just a prince. I have too many duties. He's like, I just want to party.
Yeah. No, I love it.
He's like, nah. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. I think it's like a good taste. And I'm like, it makes me like excited to read the next book because I'm like, will we get more? What will we get?
Right.
And so I'm like excited. It's not to the level of like when we read, I think it was like Twisted Love or something. Or
yeah.
Something
where it's like I need to read this second.
Yeah, where it was like this book was so bad, but like, will I read the next book?
But also, 100%. You're like, probably, yeah.
And this one is
it's
like, I enjoyed the characters. Will I read the next book?
Yeah,
absolutely. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I just to see where it goes because it's more of like a head scratcher. Like I wonder more than it's like. I'm super, super compelled by these characters to read the next book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the story. Like, I like the story, obviously fine, but it's just like, that's not the driving force for me. It's just like, it's more of like weird curiosity. I'm like, what will happen next?
Yes. Well, awesome. Well, let's get into final ratings. I love that we put the same thing. So I said 4 out of 5. Again, I was really excited about this book. Really kind of everything I wanted. Fantasy, dark romance, a little bit interesting and unique premise. Like, it was very easy to understand the magic. It was just like an easy read. And I was very interested in it, and I had a good time reading it. I just think, like, it was good. It wasn't great, but I'm excited to read then further, but like the next books in the series. And I think like the world building was good and like very easy to understand, and so like for that I'm very grateful because like I sometimes you know me, I struggle with that. So to have that be kind of like not a pain point for me is awesome. And so I'm very excited to see like what comes of the next books, and like I'm interested and I'm in it, and like let's see how these characters develop even further. But like I won't give it a 5 out of 5, but like 4 out of 5. It was a solid book. I really enjoyed my time with it. So there we go.
Yeah. I would say, like, obviously I think it's a good book. To me, it's not like a great book, and that's just, again, my personal opinion. I really liked, like you said, like, complex magic system, but it's not like so complex that it's like I have no clue what's going on. Again, it fell a little flat for me as far as like fantasies I've read. I really enjoy fantasy, but to me, like where you're saying like it was super easy to get into, for me it was like less easy to get into. And
interesting.
I don't know if that's because like part of me was like I did the audiobook. I just don't feel like though like that to me like should make it easier because you have like someone playing these characters. I just wasn't like in love with the characters, and I think that's a really big driving force for me when it comes to fantasy. Like I think that's where you have these times to like really make your characters shine, and I just wasn't in love with them.
I will say I did like half audio, half reading. In the audio portions, I hated the characters. Like how I don't know why, but the person reading it was like, I was like, this is not it. This is not it. And then when I read it, I would actually like feel better about the characters. But
yeah,
for some reason that was just
it's just like
it's a hit or miss with audio for me.
I just don't know that. And again, this is a me thing, so it's like, could I give it? I would recommend this to someone. Because it's like, just because it's not my cup of tea, it's not that I couldn't see someone absolutely loving this book.
Yeah.
Because I totally would understand why you would love this book.
I know. I'm almost wondering if it's going to be like an ACOTAR situation where you're like, the first book, but then you like, but.
Continue on.
Yeah.
But wait. Yeah. I would hope. Yeah. Like, I mean, for someone who's such a great author, like, I just don't see how this is it, you know. It also felt like it was a super short plot considering, but I think that's because she decides to go on and do more books. So
yeah, we'll see what happens because we're in it. Who knows, maybe we'll do another podcast.
Maybe. Yeah.
On 2 and 3. Awesome. Well, let's get into pairings. I realized that I did not fill this out, so we're gonna go off the seat of our pants, which is great.
Oh my god, that's so funny because I ended up putting mine in and I was like, wait,
you were like, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
I was like, literally like, I was like, okay, I guess. I was like, Inkheart again?
Inkheart fucking again? She just keeps coming back to it?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't even try. So anyways, Pairings, where we like to pick TV shows, movies, other books, and cocktails that might pair well with today's book. So, drink-wise, I'll let you go first for each and every one of these so that I have time to think.
Drink? Listen, I'm going to say a Bloody Mary.
Ooh.
In my mind. I had it in my mind. You're good. It's a Bloody Mary. Like, obviously, blood magic. And I would say, if you're going to do a Bloody Mary, add a little sprinkle of edible glitter.
For the
Make it
magic.
really magical for yourself.
For the magic of it. Okay.
It's just for the magic. And then you can get, instead of like a green olive, get a black olive for that stupid black rock. There you go.
Ooh, I love.
You're welcome.
I love.
You're welcome, Internet.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, I think I am going to go with a, I've probably mentioned this before, but there's a drink that I got at this bar that when it came to you, it was gray. And you were like, why would I ever want to drink something gray? But it was the best drink I've ever had in my entire life.
Okay.
And so I think if you put, and then we kind of like remade it at home, but it was a little bit more purple. But if you put the creme de violette and a little Prosecco and a little bit of sparkling water to kind of like even it out, you kind of get this like misty type drink for the gray.
Okay.
For the gray.
You had me sold at Prosecco.
Yeah, I know. Sierra and her Prosecco. TV show.
TV show, I put Sandman, and I also put Loki season 1. Sandman because he pops. Well, obviously it's like he's in people's dreams, but in a way, to me, obviously he's kind of a magician, and there's certain times where he's popping back and forth into different parts of London, and it gets like really like woohoo and weird. And so I would say like that's a little similar. And then I would also say Loki season 1, because it has to do with like a multiverse, whatever. And it feels like obviously like like all the different Londons are somewhat of like a multiverse situation. That's why I thought it was really funny that Lila was like, "Am I gonna bump into another me?" And he's like, "That's not how this works." But I thought it was interesting.
Yep. I did The Magicians. But pretty much I've watched like the first couple episodes, and it's, you know, like this guy gets into this like special magic school, and his like best friend is like also trying to get into it there, but she doesn't test in, but she is able to like sneak in kind of way. But anyways, I kind of see it as like, you know, Kel was born with this. Lila's kind of, you know, trying to figure her shit out, but she is also magical in her own being. And so that kind of duo is what this reminded me of.
Right.
Okay, book.
I chose The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. This, in a lot of ways, like, reminded me of that book. And then, obviously, it was, like, played a huge role in my childhood, because that's kind of what first got me interested in a lot of reading. Because my mom would play the audiobooks as we would travel. Anytime we would go from Kentucky to Tennessee. I think the magic system's very similar. In this case, it's like rings instead of him having like blood magic and being able to just go to different places. But there are like different worlds, and they can jump into these worlds via a pond. And then they meet like this witch lady, which I think ends up being the White Witch in the second book. Context clues says yes. Anyway. Yeah, and I think they're just very similar, and it just gives me that same vibe of that. And it's like, obviously they're not The Magician's Nephew was never my favorite book. But it's still like such a cute, lovely book. That would be like a child's version of this book, I would say.
I love that. My book is one that I just like, I kept thinking about when I was reading this, was Babel. Honestly, because of the, like, there really is no other reason except for the fact that, like, with Babel, I feel like I was, like, very understanding of the magic world and how it operated. Also, like, the fact that you can kind of have this, like, tangible magical aspect where it's like you have to have this thing in order to transport into this next world. As with Babel, it's like you have to have this word that you inscribe onto this like piece of metal that you're able to like you know, be able to like turn into magic. So I think like the magical worlds were very easy for me to understand. So if you are like me and you are a fantasy novice and have trouble figuring out magical worlds, Babel and also this book were very good options. So start with these and then build from here.
There you go.
There you go. Movie, lastly.
I put The Sorcerer's Apprentice, but I also put Doctor Strange.
Dude,
Sorcerer's Apprentice is
fuck with The Sorcerer's Apprentice. That is like one of my all-time favorite movies. When they are in and they're doing like the electric things to One Republic's secrets, there is no better cinema. There is no better cinema.
Love it.
I will die on that hill.
That's so funny.
And that's Nick Cage at his finest.
Yes, Nick Cage. We love him.
Sorry.
So good.
So you're fine. Hard for
I just think like magic wise, like somewhat similar, I guess. It has that magical aspect, and I remember there's like kind of this scene where like they can't really see the like magic in front of them, but it's like in the glass or whatever, and that kind of made me think of like going between the worlds. And then same with Doctor Strange, except Doctor Strange is like you literally can go into like this world of like anything can happen in it. So I thought that was really interesting. Also, he's a sorcerer, so kind of the same thing. Magician. He does get called that every now and then.
My movie is Howl's Moving Castle.
Okay.
Rebecca and I actually did an episode where we read the book because I had never actually seen the movie. And so I read the book before I watched the movie. The book is chaotic. I honestly don't recommend it. But the anime is fabulous. It is so good. Billy Crystal.
So beautiful.
Yeah, you kind of have like the same magic in the sense of, you have Howl going through different doors in order to enter into these different worlds.
Yes.
And so if you kind of like that aspect, I would say like, again, the book is insanely chaotic, but if you watch the movie, I would honestly watch the movie like 3 or 4 times and then go read the book. So you have like a good basis of what is happening. Cause I read the book first and I was like, Becca, what the fuck was that?
What's going on? And then she's like, and watch the movie.
Yeah. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, this is magical. Like, this is beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into what we're reading next. We are taking a very big detour for Sierra and we are picking a male author, Brandon Sanderson. And we are reading, as she grimaces, Tress of the Emerald Sea. So let's get into the summary. The only life Tress has known on her island home in an emerald green ocean has been a simple one, with the simple pleasures of collecting cups brought by sailors from faraway lands and listening to stories told by her friend Charlie. When his father takes him on a voyage to find a bride and disaster strikes, Tress must stow away on a ship and seek the sorceress of the deadly midnight sea amid the spore oceans. I've never heard that described like that. Amid the spore oceans, where pirates abound. Who fucking writes like this? Where pirates abound. Sorry. Can Tress leave her simple life behind and make her own place, sailing a sea where a single drop of water can mean instant death? Ooh. Well, now I'm interested.
The way it was described to me was like the sea is actually like
acid,
a living spore thing.
Okay.
Like fungus almost or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm down.
Yeah.
As I'm furious with the 2-sentence summary. All right. I don't know if I'll like this or not.
Me neither.
I mean, I like the idea of like an acidic, terrible sea.
Yeah. Definitely a hero's journey, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm like, is it going to be like, I mean, it's not going to be like, because nothing will ever compare to the adventures of Amina al-Sarafi.
So true.
Because, like, that's kind of what I'm thinking, like, pirates,
yeah,
women at a sea.
Mm-hmm.
But that was also written by a woman and was fucking awesome. So, like, I don't know.
It was awesome.
I don't know. Can you compare, Brandon? Can you compare?
We'll see.
We shall see. Next episode.
And make some men angry. I'm just kidding.
Don't we with every episode?
Probably.
But until then, cheers.
Cheers.
Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed listening. If you liked it, please go give it 5 stars on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to this right now. And if you want more book-related content, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at RW Reads Podcast. That's at RWREADS PODCAST on Instagram and TikTok.